Now, lately, I've been keeping my eye on Candy because for one, that's my Taurus sister. Two, you know, she keeps me motivated. I've been seeing her working out a lot lately. Anybody that work out, you know, Ramira, uh, you know, it's a bunch of people that I watch on Instagram that I use for motivation, for different things. And in her case, Claudia Jordan, like, Claudia Jordan, you'll see her going running every day. And then when you watching people like them, it make you feel guilty when you slacking. So I use it as motivation when I'm following them, especially when I see them making progress. Right now with Candy, like I know Candy and I know Todd. I know Todd before Todd even got with Candy. I know Todd from he used to be my line producer at BET when I was producing. I think BET now. He wasn't my line producer for Rap City. I think it was BET now. Um, I know his last girlfriend. I think her name is Janaea, right? So, and I even been, hung out at, they crib, his last girlfriend. I've been in his house with him and Candy producing the Housewives. And I met Candy from producing the Housewives. I didn't know Candy prior to that, personally. Right. So I always um dug Candy because, she's always been a hard worker. She's not really a bitch like some of the housewives. I won't call no names. Um, I've always seen her work hard. When I was producing Housewives, I don't think she ever was late to set. She always was on point, right? And like I said, I already knew Todd, and so since I did the show, even before I did the show, through social media, you still follow these people. You still see them out. I'm still in Atlanta. I still see Todd and Candy at certain events. You know what I'm saying? Um, and Candy, don't be mad at me because I know you told me, don't be talking about me. But, you know, I tried to get on her show. What was her show? She got a YouTube show. You know, I tried to get DJ A1 to, get Candy to interview me. I didn't that didn't happen. I don't know why. But uh she had interviewed Soldier Boy, um, right? But he had to call her a bald headed BITC for him to get an interview. But me, I ain't got no reason to call her out her name or disrespect her because I got love for her, right? And I know she asked me not to talk about her, but I can't be me if I can't, you know, keep it fair all around the board. So what I'm about to say is not a fact. So Candy, do not be mad at me if you watch it. All right. Todd, don't be mad at me if you watching, you know, because uh I support them in many ventures that they do. I eat at their restaurants, you know, I support them, right? But I should be able to do what I do and they not be mad at me, right? So watching them lately, I feel like they not together, but they together, right? Like they still married, they still do stuff with the kids, but I feel like their relationship, how tight it was at one point, I feel like it's like this now. And I feel like, and this is all alleged, but I feel like they together for the kids, right? Let me explain why. And don't be mad, Candy and Todd, right? It's just clear observation, right? One of the things I noticed, it was one day, um, Todd was on Instagram and he said something. I can't remember, and I went back to try to find a video, but that nigga got so many goddamn videos. I can't remember which one it was. But he says something. He was in the car. He says something that I felt like I don't think Candy would be cool with him saying that unless something was going on with them. So from that post, I started watching them because I was like, let me see if Candy gonna clap back at him for that post. So I've been watching, right? And this is why I feel like, allegedly they not together, but they still married and they still together for the kids, but something's going on in the relationship, right? And y'all could go and look at their Instagrams. They probably going to clean it up now that I'm saying it. But if you go and watch them both on Instagram, right? Through my observation, and like I said, this is just alleged. This is just from me knowing them and know how they moved at one point to how they moving now, right? Tar dropped this movie, um, Don't Move Your Man to Atlanta, right? And uh Candy supports him on his ventures, and he support Candy on her ventures, right? Because if they don't support each other, then it'll be blatantly obvious to people, right? Now, here's the thing: Tar did this thing in Atlanta. Of course, she was there. He did it in Chicago, right? Now, I'm not sure she was at the Chicago one, right? She might have went to it. I'm not sure, but what I noticed was after Chicago, he went to Detroit, right? Now, here's the thing that makes me feel like something's going on with them. And I could be wrong, but am I usually wrong? No. That's why that's why most people dislike me because I be hitting the head on the nail, right? I see Tara go from Chicago to Detroit, right? It's school season, right? They got two little ones that's in school. Now, Todd rides around and he's taking the kids to school, right? And he always said, "Oh, daddy daycare." Like, I don't feel like there's a such thing as daddy daycare when they're your children, right? And that could just be a slang for daddy got the kids today, right? But it shouldn't be no daddy daycare when they your kids, right? But I've been noticing that Todd takes the kids to school every day, right? And I haven't seen Candy with the kids as much. But for Halloween, she's there, birthdays, little things like that. Or I would see Candy with the kids without Todd. And sometimes, they together doing the family thing and everything, and it looks like everything is copacetic. But in the last few weeks, right, Tar says a little things on his Instagram, and I'm watching Candy, and she's working out hard, like she got to get snatched, you know, like, and usually when a woman is in her bag like that, it's like she's working out to put on her FM dress, like you know FM girl dress, right? Um, Now in the last 2 weeks, I've seen Candy. She was in Dubai. While she was in Dubai, Todd was in Chicago, right? And then he went from Chicago to Detroit. Now this is school season, right? The kids in school, the kids ain't on a break right now, which means either a nanny or Mama Joyce or somebody is taking the kids to school while Candy's in Dubai and Todd is in Chicago or Detroit. And then you could tell Todd be going back and forth to take the kids to school because you'll see him there, right? Now Candy is, on these girls' trip, and then they got this one gay dude with him. Or I assume he's gay, allegedly he's gay, right? But when these women go on these girls' trips, right? It's not always when women go on girls' trips, it's innocent because women be sleeping with women, right? And Candy made it clear that she's into women, right? So just because she's over in Dubai with just her girlfriends, that don't mean that like they can't be popping off. I'm not saying that they are. I'm just saying that it doesn't mean that she can't be popping off with one of these chicks that's traveling well, right? Now, this is the thing that made me speak on this tonight, right? Because I feel like I can observe this and I can see it, and then I feel like it's going to come out that they're in a strange relationship allegedly, or something's going on with them allegedly, and it's going to come out, and then I'm gonna feel like a donkey for not saying what my observations were, and I could be wrong, right? But I just seen Candy go from maybe a week to 10 days in Dubai, two girlfriends' birthdays. The girl Carmen always been around. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying she got anything going on with Carmen, but Carmen's been around since, even when I was producing the Housewives, even before I got there working there, I know Carmen from being on the show because she used to be Candy's assistant, right? Now, all these women are together, right? And like I said, now I've dealt with women that like women, right? And mess with women. You know what I'm saying? So I know the vibe when women get down like that. I can spot it like that. You know what I'm saying? Because I've dealt with women that's been into that, and I've dealt with women that would uh have me hang out with the women that they are into, dating, attracted to, or however. Like the three of us will hang out, go on trips, or whatever, right? So I know the vibe. You know what I'm saying? Like that you cannot hide from me, right? But being that I'm not in the room, I can't say that's what's going on, right? So that's allegedly, but I know the vibe, right? So like I said, we in school season. The kids are in school right now, And if you look for Candy to go from Dubai, she went from Dubai and now she's in Vegas with 4 women again, right? And I think the gay dude who may be they hair and makeup guy, that's why he's probably with them. You know what I'm saying? Because he might be, doing the glam. That's why he may be with them, or, or what. But don't think that on a drunk night these chicks won't sleep with a gay nigga. I'm not saying they are, and I'm not saying anything happened, but these gay niggas, they be playing gay, right? Or they may be gay, but they be infatuated with women so much, them niggas be thinking they're a lesbian. they want to be they want to be a chick so much they thinking they're a lesbian and they'll sleep with a woman and think that they just had lesbian sex.